you and good evening. I'm Bill Jenczyk, father of 4 wonderful children, husband of 1 amazing wife, a business owner, an elder in my church, a volunteer, an outdoorsy sort of guy, and I also happen to have Parkinson's disease. For those of you who don't know, Parkinson's is a progressive neurological condition usually associated with shaking, slow movements, and Michael J. Fox. Some lesser-known symptoms of Parkinson's include muscle rigidity and difficulty sleeping. To me, Parkinson's means that the left side of my body occasionally becomes very rigid, that I wake up extremely early in the morning, and when I'm under a lot of stress, sometimes I'll have trouble with shaking or rigidity. What that means is that of all the speakers that have been here tonight, I'm the only one who has a legitimate reason to be shaking in their shoes. So, what I want to talk about is what Parkinson's means, yes, but also how to overcome and how to see a blessing in something like Parkinson's disease. My Parkinson's is a blessing to me, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time tonight telling you some stories about how it has been a blessing. During the day, I'm a certified public accountant, and in spite of that, they asked me to speak to you last tonight. Make sure you have some coffee before you drive. Rather than droning on about a boring tax topic, I am going to talk about my Parkinson's and how I do see it as a blessing. Does that mean I'm happy to have Parkinson's disease? No, of course not. But I'll tell you that Parkinson's has given me some unique opportunities to help and serve other people, and that really is a blessing. My hope is that by hearing my story, I might inspire some of you that have your own challenges to use those challenges to benefit people in your communities. The first blessing that I've seen in my Parkinson's actually benefited my mother, who was diagnosed with Parkinson's herself in her early 60s. My mother has suffered some intense pain, early aging, a loss of freedom, along with all the usual Parkinson's symptoms. It breaks my heart to see my mother suffer. But because I have the same condition, I've actually been able to help her to more effectively communicate with her doctors, to ease her pain, and to have some comfort in the knowledge that somebody close to her really understands what it is that she's going through. Without my friend Parkinson's, I wouldn't be able to identify with my mother. I would have been compassionate, but I couldn't serve her the way that I want to. My mother spent her life serving other people in my family, and I can only hope to live up to that legacy. Lesson 1 for tonight. There is somebody out there that can benefit from the knowledge and wisdom that you've gained from the challenges that you've faced. Be their guide. The second blessing that I've gotten is the opportunity to work with people outside of my family who have Parkinson's disease. Believe it or not, when I got my diagnosis, I was excited. I first went to the doctor because I noticed at work I was carrying my left arm up tight and close to my body, and I wasn't thinking about holding it there. That first examination left me with 3 possible causes of my condition: Lou Gehrig's disease, a brain tumor, or Parkinson's disease. You know, of that trio, Parkinson's really isn't all that bad. And so when I got my diagnosis, I practically jumped for joy. Lesson 2, it can almost always be worse. I never ask, why me? Instead, I prefer to think, why not me? Think about what a change in your attitude one little word can make. Why me leaves us a slave to our condition and our past, while why not me leads to acceptance and growth. As I was saying, I've had the opportunity to work with people who have just received their Parkinson's diagnosis. And it really is a blessing to me to be able to help them in that. I know when I first got my diagnosis, I would have loved to have had somebody more experienced to work with me and to help me to avoid some of the pitfalls that I fell into as I adjusted to my new condition. The last blessing that I wanted to talk about is that I've been forced to take on new challenges and learn new things because of my diagnosis. Since getting that diagnosis, I've acquired an accounting practice, I live a very active lifestyle, and I've learned to play golf. I even have a prescription from my doctor to play more golf. Imagine the left side of your body being rigid and trying to play a game like golf. It's very difficult. It's so difficult, I've thought about giving it up and playing lawn darts instead. But then I thought, no, that'd be a really bad idea. Parkinson's has limited me in some ways. I can no longer hike and backpack on my own the way that I used to, take long bike rides, and I tire a lot more easily than I used to. But still, I continue to play golf badly, I bowl well, I kayak and I fish, and I've even gathered a bit of a following on Facebook of people who love my photographs and stories of the adventures that I have. My philosophy is I want to do as much as I can, for as long as I can, as well as I can. When I lose the ability to do one thing, I want to learn to do something new. In a way, each loss acts as an inspiration for something new to come. And I truly believe that behind every loss, if we look for it, there's an opportunity. Even though I got the least bad diagnosis that was available to me at the time, I fell into a deep depression for several weeks after I got my diagnosis. Thankfully, my family rallied around me and they kicked my butt to get me out of that depression. I'll never forget playing miniature golf in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, when my oldest daughter started to poke fun at me for blaming every bad shot that I made on Parkinson's. I'm more than capable of making bad shots on my own without Parkinson's help, thank you very much. And actually, in our family, it's the Parkinson's became a bit of a joke for bad excuse making. So whenever somebody makes an excuse, we would say, well, it's the Parkinson's. My daughter's insight helped me to see my challenges clearly, but also to recognize that there's a lot of joy in life, even with a condition like Parkinson's. It's hard having Parkinson's disease, but I'll tell you right now, my life is full of joy, and there are so many things that I love to do in spite of my condition. I challenge each one here, every one of you, to find the joy that there is in life for you, no matter what your life is bringing to you. So I'd like to ask, what will you do in your life to help you to choose to see a blessing in the challenges that you face? How will you take what life throws at you and use it for somebody else's good? The blessings that I've talked about this evening only happen if you share them with other people. Life is so much more than a futile struggle against death. Don't give in to despair. Learn to laugh at your challenges. Laughter is a way for us to defy the inevitable in the dark. Some people might say that Parkinson's isn't something to laugh at. I stand here right now and tell you that it is. When I laugh at my Parkinson's, it's as if I'm holding a fist up in the air and saying, you may get me in the end, but you will never defeat me. When you laugh with me like you did this evening, you stand with me. And so right now I'd like to ask everybody here to stand up, to shake a fist in the air, and then look around the room, because we look awfully silly doing this. Laugh, and on the count of 3, shout, I choose to see a blessing. 1, 2, 3. Well, follow directions. 1, 2, 3. I choose to see a blessing. No matter what life gives you, live, laugh, love, and give. Thank you so much for your attention tonight and for just letting me be part of such a great group of people. Thank you.